Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. So for this week's episode, I am calling it reflection because I've been reflecting a lot this week. So I'm just going to jump right in. So I was thinking a lot about my past relationships and what roles they played in my life and also the role I played in their lives as well. And I just kind of want to reference the video from last week, how I was talking about soul contracts and how we've created that loose sort of outline for our lives and how within that there's spaces to edit. But within that, there are people who we kind of connected with in spirit to help give us little boosts in life. So those people often show up as disruptors and people who are like highly supportive, whatever, right? There's usually a prominent place for these people that have been plugged, right? So, for example, my most recent ex broke up with me and we had a very toxic relationship. It was very much, the arguments were always driven by alcohol. There was a lot of jealousy for no reason, really. And there was just never an eye to eye. We were never in the same place. Things just never felt very secure for me. And he was always unable to meet me where I needed to be met. And that's okay. No hard feelings today. But broke up with me. I sunk into this very, very deep depression. I was being babysat for a few weeks by family members. It was a very dark time. I asked for help. Help was given to me. I started taking medication. I was going to therapy. And then the medication worked for a little while and I was back on my feet, right? But then the medication stopped working. And they had given me like a booster supplement to take in addition to I was on Zoloft. So to take in addition to the Zoloft, I don't remember what the booster is called. But what that did was like cause massive panic attacks. I was like sitting at work on my keyboard typing away. And all of a sudden I was like, I'm going to die, right? So yeah, it was fantastic. But because the medication didn't work, I ended up seeking out the other healing modalities. And that's when I started researching psilocybin and things like that. And then I had my big spiritual awakening. None of this would have happened in my life had I stayed with my ex-boyfriend. And I think it's kind of one of those things where now I'm very grateful for it. I mean, back then it was like the worst thing in the world. I was sitting outside of a closed door knocking on it, right? Knocking, begging for it to be reopened. And that is a very normal thing, I think, in relationships when someone is telling us that we are no longer invited into their lives anymore. Often it's like, wait, please, please, please don't leave me. Please don't do this. Please, please, we're begging them not to break up with us. Blah. And I did that for a minute and, sometimes that door reopens, but 9 out of 10 times that door is going to slam shut eventually. And it all comes down to kind of like the choice of recognizing certain cycles that exist within our lives, certain patterns that may exist within our lives. It wasn't just my most recent ex that I had this cycle with, right? So I expanded my dating history and I'm looking at it and it's not just this ex, it was the one before it who wasn't treating me well, who I begged to keep in my life. It was the one before that. It was the one before that where I wasn't treating this person well. And it all sort of was like this, just like kind of like a tumbleweed of just like toxic relationships. So I had to make the choice to stop certain patterns and behaviors. And it wasn't easy. And I slipped up and, alcohol slipped its evil ways back into my life. And that's okay. I'm not mad at myself. I'm in a way different place now. For the record, I don't metabolize alcohol well. I am a true Jekyll and Hyde. I go from 0 to 60 like that. And I didn't recognize that. I also wasn't always the problem here. I think in all of my relationships, there were equal parties who, sometimes I was the bad guy, sometimes I was the good guy. That doesn't really matter. I think what it what the kicker is here is that I recognize this pattern, and none of it would have happened. The healing wouldn't have happened. None of this would have happened had I not been broken up with, had these doors not closed for me. As a result, I can look back now with a lens of compassion and love, like Ariana Grande is "Thank You Next," and it's like, truly, thank you. Thank you for helping propel me to where I needed to be in life. And that's fascinating, because it's like, you don't think that these people are soul connections. You don't really think, why would they be a part of my soul family? It's all about love. But like, these people loved you enough in spirit to do what they needed to do to be the bad guys to get you to your place of healing. And that's incredible. Oh, I just got goosebumps. But it really is. It's a beautiful thing. And we also have to have personal responsibility for our actions, how we play the roles too. I mean, yes, there are layers here. Yes, sometimes situations get dangerous. You should never, ever accept a dangerous situation for your life. If you need help, ask for it. Look something up online. I'm also here for you. I take that very seriously. But just know that, like, the pendulum swings both ways in life. You're not just meant to experience one aspect of life. You're meant to experience all facets of being human. And that is joy, that is pain sometimes, that is heartache sometimes. But we don't experience heartache in spirit. And what we experience here on earth is what allows our soul to expand, to get closer to God, because God is all, and we're extensions of God. We're extensions of all. And that's what's important, is that we just experience and appreciate all facets, even if they don't feel good in the moment. Eventually, you can look back and say, yeah, you may have stomped on my heart in stilettos, but today I am in a much better place. And also, for the record, looking back, I am so glad I never got married to you guys. No offense, but my life is just so much better now. And I'm so happy for them as well. I'm glad that they've developed their own families. I'm glad that they've grown to wherever they've grown to. If they have, I don't keep track of them. But I just feel in my heart that, like, you got to show love for the bad and the good, because all of it's meant to propel you. All of it's meant to push you. So what I want to do is just ask all of you to consider who the disruptors are in your lives. Who are the people out there who are causing you problems, are causing you to think about things, are causing you to, feel that discomfort, that sticky feeling that I don't like it when they do X, Y, and Z, and they're not interested in changing. And these people are not going to change. It's you that has to change direction. It's you that has to choose to grow beyond where you are, right? These people are just here to shake shit up. And that's pretty cool. So don't sit outside of a closed door either. It's normal, and don't beat yourself up if you do, but the door is closing for a reason. It's because your soul has asked for another door to open. You're ready to start a new chapter in your life. And your life, you don't know how much time you have on earth. You do have a birthday. You do have a loose death day. It's loose, by the way. It's all around the same time frame, but it's loose. But this is your unique experience. This is your movie, your main character energy, truly. You plan this out. It's a unique experience designed between you and God. So live it to the fullest, and know that if a door is closing, yeah, sure, it can feel uncomfortable. Change is hard. We're humans. We're creatures of habit. Nobody likes abrupt change, right? Normally, though, if we're honest with ourselves, we can kind of see that things are coming. It's just hard admitting it half the time. And that's okay too. So just remember, you've created this loose outline. There are going to be people who are going to come in and disrupt your lives and cause disarray, but that is just a calling for you to look within. Sometimes it's about like self-respect, right? Maybe you chose self-respect as one of your things you would love to develop and work on in this human experience. So remember that. Take a look at areas in your life where you may feel like you need to put more effort into. Is it self-love? Is it self-respect? Is it creating movement because you love your body and you want to make sure that this body can do great things for you while you're still here on earth? Because, 80 years is long when you're a human being. In spirit, it's like just truly like a blip of time, but 80 years is a long time as a human. So you have to make sure you're treating yourself healthy, mind, body, and soul. Remember, every single thing comes down to choice, and also taking responsibility for how you play roles in other people's lives. I know that it's layered. I know that it can be challenging, especially like I said, some situations they make you feel like it's the end all be all, but that's not true. You have more control than you think in life. Don't ever give away your personal power. And if you feel like you have given your power to someone or a situation, it doesn't have to even be a relationship. It can be with work, right? You can just say, I'm taking it back, and own that. Take your power back. It's your power. It's your energy. This is your unique experience. So make it the experience that you want. Do you want a good experience? Then create that and believe that it's yours. You deserve it. Every single person deserves the experience they want because you were born. So just try not to beat yourselves up when things don't go the way that you thought they were going to go. Life is such a loose plan. You're kind of creating it as you go. There's some slight direction. And on the positive, think about these people who are impactful in your lives that have been there since day one for you. Think about those people who have stood by your side, who have never made you feel small, and who have supported you. Do you have a family member? Do you have a best friend? Do you have a teacher? Someone who's made you feel the self-worth that sometimes we lack when we're in these negative spaces, right? Those people they're also soul connections. You have to consider like major players in your lives, and just think about how much love is involved to have someone agree to experience this life with you, right? And if you don't have someone, that's not true, because you have me, and I'm a supporter of yours as well. So remember, guys, life is hard. We can choose to make it harder. It doesn't have to be that hard. And try to look back at your life with a little bit of gratitude and a little bit of compassion for yourself, for other people. We don't have to hate our exes just because they cheated on us, right? They cheated on us for us to expand beyond them, because they were just meant to always be a stepping stone. They were never meant to be your end all be all. You are your end all be all. Until next week, friends.